Ted from Everything Attachments, and today we're going to try to give you an explanation of the different styles of augers that we carry. They're all McMillan brand, but they come in several different configurations, like an HDC, an HDF, an HTF, and a rock ripper. So we're going to go over each one of these and kind of give you an idea of why you would use a particular model for your job. Okay, on the first style of bits that we're going to show you is our most popular, and that's a HDF. And I don't really like the description that they use for these bits because to me it's misleading. They say that this bit is for moderate ground, and that's true as far as the dirt's concerned, but some people think, well, that's a medium duty auger, and that's not true at all. This is a very heavy duty auger. Normally I stock only the 2-inch hex drives because that's the best, and we do have all the adapters in stock so we can adapt to whatever you have. But on an HDF, it is a very heavy duty bit with dual flighting all the way to the top. And the difference between an HDF and an HDC, this says it's for moderate ground, and on this model the plate that is welded to the flighting here where your teeth go is a fabricated steel. And then we're going to go to an HDC, and we're going to show you what's different about it, and it's for difficult ground. So that kind of leads me to think, well, it's heavier duty, but really it's all about wear and abrasion resistance. So we're going to go to the HDC and point out the difference. Okay, so this is an HDC bit, and this is for the difficult ground. So it still uses the same heavy-duty flighting, the same main tube, and the same hex drive on the end, and the same teeth. This is called your fishtail. The inside point is called your wisdom tooth, and the outside that does the most wearing that has this little notch right here is called your gauge tooth. But what makes this bit different, instead of a fabricated piece of steel here that's against wear resistance when you get into like gravel, sand is very easy to drill, but it's very abrasive. So this is a real high nickel cast, which is very hard, very wear, abrasive, resistant, and these teeth fit into a pocket instead of a bolt that could wear off in these abrasive conditions. So even though that sand may be easy to dig, it's still abrasive, and that's one of the things that you would use an HDC bit for. Gravel, shale rock that was broken, not solid rock, and sandy, gravelly areas, just places where the soil is abrasive, so you want an HDC. And then we're going to show you the tree auger. All right, this is the HTF auger. The T stands for tree. And this is for shrubs, trees. This comes all the way up to 36 inches. They may even have a 48 in this one. But it's a 2-stage auger, which lets you dig faster and leaves a small area that's not as large as the top for your roots and all to grow, because almost every time you buy a plant, your ball is going to be tapered. So the little end starts your hole, leaves a pocket to put your fertilizer in the bottom or whatever you're doing for your plants, and then this area is larger to accept the ball. Okay, so now we're at the rock ripper bit. So if you're in solid limestone rock, any type of just solid rock, it'll go through solid cement, whatever you want to go through pretty much. These are solid carbide bullets, and they rotate, and that's what keeps them from wearing on one side as it's working. This is an all very high nickel carbon casted head that these bullets go in the end of. And then all of this part here is casted where the bullets go in of a very high carbon steel. This is a 3/4 inch thick flighting starting up the first foot. And then it has zigzagged weld all on the edges here of a very high carbon weld that's super hard just to give you wear resistance. And then it has a 5/8 flighting all the way to the top. And this is just about as heavy a duty auger as it gets. And it's not the best for dirt, but if you've got rock, this is what you've got to have. McMillan makes so many different styles of planetary auger heads and bits so they make adapters. So whether you have a round 2 9/16 drive head or a 2-inch hex drive, we can adapt it either way. They make it both ways. And then they make several others. If you have an agriculture auger with a 2-inch and you'd like to go to 2 9/16 or like to go to a 2-inch hex, all of these different type of adapters are available. So one way or another, we can pretty much take any type of auger drive and adapt it to any type of bit. McMillan also offers a lot of different type of extensions. This would be just simply to make a deeper hole, and so they offer them in a couple of different ways. They offer a fixed, which this is a 2-inch hex, and then you can get round if that's what you've got. This is a 2-foot extension, and this is called a fixed because it only has one hole in it. It will only make one adjustment, and that's a 2-foot extension. You can also buy what's called a variable extension, and this is a 6-foot. Oh God, thing's heavy. And then you have 4 different places. You can go from 3 feet down, 4 feet, 5 feet, or 6 feet. You can adjust your auger because this will fit in the center of any of these augers. Okay, besides the bits that we just showed you outside in the sun at 100 degrees, we just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what we stock here at Everything Attachments. We stock mostly the HDFs up to 48-inch bits and tree bits, but we do keep a large selection so we can ship these out the same day you order them. If you end up wearing a bit out, breaking a bit, or needing a different size bit than you've got, then you usually need it pretty quick and we're ready to ship the next day. You can always call us or email us at Everything Attachments and we'll help size the right bit for what you're putting in the ground. So there's a lot of difference when somebody says I'm doing 4 inches. Well, a 4-inch round and a 4x4 are definitely different because a 4x4, when you measure it diagonally, is almost 6 inches across. So depending if you're gonna tamp it in with dirt or put it in with cement, and what exactly you're going to put in the ground is going to determine what size of bit you should use. Because if you're tamping it in the ground, you don't want the hole too loose or the pole will take too long to stabilize. And if you're cementing it at the price of cement, you don't want to waste a lot of cement. And/or you don't want to get it too thin on the corners where it cracks and busts. So if you don't know exactly what to use, give us a call or an email and we'll make sure you get the right size bit at Everything Attachments.